truck or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Redstone Candy Company in Republic, a proud sponsor of the WMBS live broadcast from the New Salem VFD Hog Roast, has been producing quality chocolates for more than 75 years. A trusted name in chocolate, Redstone Candy has been a part of your family for decades. Open year-round to satisfy your sweet tooth, Redstone Candy is having a special Christmas in July sale daily from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday, July 11th through Saturday, July 18th, and will host a flea market on Saturday, July 18th too at the factory store at 1736 New Salem
Are you
Road.
looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borges.
Join the Smithfield Borough for the 250th anniversary celebration on Saturday, July 11th at the Smithfield Fire Department parking lot from 4 to 9 p.m. Enjoy delicious food trucks, penny carnival games, and live music with the DJ from 4 to 7 p.m. Then as the sun sets, get ready for a spectacular fireworks display at dusk presented by Peak Pyro by Kellner's LLC. Don't miss the Smithfield Borough 250th anniversary celebration, Saturday, July 11th. Rain day to Sunday, July 12th, brought to you by Smithfield Borough and Smithfield Stepping Forward.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Your local station, WMBS, and the band is back together. And this is
Hot Topics with Kendall, and Bill, being brought to you by AR Roofing and Remodeling, Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping, Madewell Services, Full Lawn Care and Cleaning Services, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks and Bob's Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. 724-438-4593. We are going to hold off on the phones here for a little while, but then they will be open, and it will be open conversation. Thanks for having me on, Paul.
You're welcome. Bill and I arranged this. We're glad you could join us.
Thank
I'm
you.
Off camera today, by the way. I'm yielding the position to Scott Dunn, County Commissioner.
Yes.
well, so much for the introductions.
Yeah. We have one of Fayette County Commissioners here with us today, Scott Dunn. Welcome.
Thank you.
No
Thank you for having me.
stranger to the show.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, so I was off for 2 weeks. We were all off for one show. Hope everyone had a good holiday. But before, one of the show, you did a show with Russ 2 Fridays ago, right. And the conversation was about the feasibility study that is being done, and not by tax dollars from Fayette County, but I would say the commissioners, Scott, when you guys are spearheading this.
There's a team of people, but it is the commissioners, the chamber, redevelopment authority, Fayette Penn. It's
the
that
coalition?
important. It's a bigger coalition than that coalition, but we have a lot of people involved to try to think about the future of the campus.
Because they have closed.
They're
they
going
have closed
to close.
Penn State.
Effective May of next year, they will be closed.
Yes, which is very sad. And there were a lot of people really pushing for them to reconsider and let it remain open, but that is not happening. So, I had learned of this because there was a WMBS after a commissioners meeting. You guys had said that there was going to be a feasibility study, and that it will not be paid for by tax dollars.
Correct.
I had texted Brian And I said that, I said, did they mention who was funding this? It matters to me.
Right.
It matters to you, Paul.
Right.
And that hadn't been discussed at the meeting, I'm assuming, because I think the WMBS would have included that. So Scott is here to discuss that. And you can start off with, what is the vision? What are you guys hoping to see?
So first off, if I could just go back 2 weeks when I heard the show with Paul and Russ, there was some speculation as to about the study, and rather than speculate, I would like to be here, on campus and explain everything, so that everybody has an idea of what's going on. So the assumption that Penn State is leaving because we made an agreement with Salem University, or that there was a disagreement between the chancellor and I, is just false. Salem was never intended to replace Penn State Fayette, and the 4 or 5 people who attend Salem University online from Fayette County is not the cause that Penn State is leaving, nor is an argument that we had. People disagree all the time. My biggest disagreement and disappointment with Penn State Fayette was that I was always told that Fayette County does not have the demographics for a college campus. And my response to that is, you don't have the college campus to meet the demographics of Fayette County. And so that was always the reason why that we had disagreements. Further, there is a 30-year-old Penn State study saying that this closure would come eventually. There's a 20-year-old Penn State study saying this closure is going to come eventually. There's a 10-year-old Penn State study saying the same thing.
Was it specifically Fayette?
Yes, and so this closure has been talked about for at least 30 years, and so to think that it's something that we did recently that made Penn State just want to leave is just false.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
If this goes back, Scott, 30 years, and then everybody out now acts, I don't want to say surprised, but isn't it an indictment of the people who've been in charge 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago? I mean, to say that they didn't see this coming, or did they not know about these studies?
So we did not.
Thing.
And that's why I preface this by saying it was a Penn State study. We've never seen the studies. They're Penn State materials. We've asked to see them.
So Penn State's telling you that they've had these studies, but they haven't produced them yet.
Right.
So this is where again, until you put it on the table for all
I
to
can't put it on the table
you,
because it's not mine.
Not you, but them.
Right.
They're telling you, well, we've had these studies, but if they've never shared them with anybody,
right. No, we've
say they
we've
have
asked
them,
for
then
that.
Trust but verify, right?
Yeah.
So I hope they give them to you, and I'd like to see what they say.
So, but I just want to put that out there. That's not something that this hasn't been. 2 years ago we made them mad and they just up and
I never knew that was a
so. So anyway, so the plan is, I have to preface this, the plan moving forward that we've put in front of the Penn State Board of Trustees, and it's a conceptual plan. It's not a full feasibility. That's what we just announced that we were funding. And you have to go back and think about what's the real reason why Penn State is closing, and it's because of low enrollment. Every college is having an issue with enrollment, and it's not just Penn State, it's not just their branch campuses. Most of them are having problems with enrollment. So no college is going to come in and say, I'm going to buy this campus, I'll fix it, and I can take care of everything. So that we started with that premise. Like, there's not going to be one college come and save us. So we decided to look into having multiple institutions come in and share the space. So it may be one college comes in and teaches nursing, another one comes in and teaches business and accounting.
They won't be competing.
They won't be competing. That's a very, very
you
important.
You mentioned that to me before
We want to have complementary programs. We want to have not competing programs. We want to have stackable programs so that maybe somebody comes in and teaches a 2-year nursing program
from one university.
And then another university comes in and teaches, that you can transfer from that university to the next university and go continue on the same campus into the 4-year program. So we want to make sure that we have complementary programs. But and so these institutions would share space. So the Everly classroom 103 in the morning, maybe XYZ University teaching accounting. At 10:30, it's another
Yeah.
university teaching something else.
It functions like
And-
any campus
Right.
would, but who
But the names change on the
and
the
where those
outside the
credits
door.
are coming from may
Right.
differ from
Right.
hour to hour.
And make no mistake, we would not be in charge. We would not be the educators. The institutions would be the educators. So
Oh, you're not going to be teaching classes?
I could, but
Okay.
no, you don't want that to happen with your children. No, you don't want
Oh,
that.
you could go out and teach.
But Fayette
Thank you.
County has already built a authority, educational authority, similar to a water authority or a housing authority or whatever, so that the Fayette County, we've requested the property back as a donation specifically for $1. We don't think that is unreasonable. That campus was built on philanthropy, it was built on taxation, and it was built on tuition. And, we don't think that they should be able to profit, quite frankly, from that. And, this is a community asset. We want it to remain a community asset. And so we've asked for the property back for $1. It's pretty
And
bold.
what's that conversation looking like?
Yeah, what's the
Well-
feedback on that?
well,
How long has that been asked for?
So we initially met with Penn State July 21 of last year, and it's July 10th of this year, so we're 11 days short of 1 year from our first meeting, and we asked for the property back then. Now,
Has there been a follow-up?
I meet with Penn State every 2 weeks.
Okay.
What's the
and-
temperature in the room then?
The temperature in the room is good, but I'm not talking to the decision makers. I'm not talking to the Board of Trustees. I'm talking to their transition team. So, that is, we talk all the time. Anyway, they closed 7 campuses. They're making the decisions for the campuses basically all at once. And they have to unravel things at Penn State's level, like debt. Like, is there any debt associated with these 7 campuses? How are we removing, and not that there may be debt there, the campus could have been pledged as collateral for loans or something, somewhere else.
And they
so
and
we
this
don't
is
know that.
information you still don't know?
No, and this is information that is private to Penn State. But so they're making all 7 decisions all at once. So even though we've had a plan in front of them since July 21 of last year, little after that, it took a while for us to get it all together. That's our biggest disappointment is how long this process has taken.
Right, that was my question
yeah.
when I was on the show with Russ. It was like, I personally find it difficult to believe that they're going to just turn this over to you for $1 when these are the same people on the board of directors that voted to close the campus in the first place and didn't care about the fallout. That was the point that I made on the show. I was working mostly off of this Tribune Review story about from a couple weeks ago that talks about this, and Scott, you're quoted in this, right?
Could be.
And so, well, I hope it was quoted accurately. It wasn't me that wrote it, but you just said it's about it presents significant challenges, but it creates an opportunity for Fayette County to think strategically about the future. My question, though, was if you don't get it for $1, and I looked it up this morning, by the way, I had a little bit of prep time. The campus property out there, according to the Fayette County tax assessment site, where they have to put a value on it, even though it's not paying taxes, it has to be valued, right? It's 91 acres, and the whole property is assessed at $26 million value, and that's from 2003, Kendall. That's from the last reassessment. So we know how much land values and property values have gone up since 2003. Homes are out of sight in Fayette County, even in Fayette County, to purchase, right? So you got to look at that. The 91 acres just of land is assessed at like $880,000, which is ridiculously below market. So my question is, if Penn State decides, we're not going to give it to you for $1, Scott. You're just not going to get it for $1 because we own it now. It's nice that Bob Everly gave you all this money for it, and Wilford Swimmer and all these other people, the local philanthropists who did heavily invest in the campus. And that might be the right thing to do on paper, but hey, we have an asset that's worth well over $26 million, and we can sell that to someone for whatever purpose and we could put that money into Beaver Stadium.
Yeah.
That's what you're up against. So what is Plan B if if they come back and say, nope, we're not going to give it to you for $1? Where do you go?
Thank you for that question, because now you know the reason for the feasibility study. So I'm going to drop one. So to go back to who funded it, we had 2 philanthropists who wish to remain anonymous.
You mean the feasibility study?
The feasibility
Okay.
study. 2 funders wish to remain anonymous. I'm going to honor their request.
But can you say where they're coming from, like where they're?
They have an interest in students graduating from that campus.
Right, so it's
So
not an
they're-
local excavation company.
No.
It's not. Okay,
No,
yeah.
no, it is somebody who
I made-
who
wait.
needs.
I said excavation using it as an example. I had no idea who these people were.
And then, so one of the funders was the Heinz Foundation in Pittsburgh, and they have they have kind of targeted Fayette County for higher education. They see what's going on, and they see the need for higher education to help with poverty in Fayette County. The way to improve your poverty rate is through higher education. This is borne out through the stats. It's very simple. The more educated you are, the less likely you are to live in poverty. And so that's kind of where they came from. And part of this plan is what happens if we don't get the campus, because Penn State Fayette campus is our only degree granting institution. And if we lose that campus, we're going to have more kids leave, and we're going to remain in a very high poverty situation. So what is Plan B?
And we're not replacing the people who are educated in professional.
Because the kids that leave, they're not, we know that 50% of them don't come back. So so now we're dealing with population decline, still high elevated poverty.
There may be students who don't go to college because the campus closes, because they are working and they can't go part-time and it's not close.
Right.
Yeah.
That you can go get adult learning classes, at night and that sort of thing, as
Right.
long as the campus is there.
So that is part of the plan here. The study is we're going to get all this information. If we can't use that information at Penn State Fayette, we're going to have to use that somewhere else, because we can't function as a county without having higher education here.
So Plan B isn't necessarily a different idea for Fayette campus. Plan B is where else will we put it?
Where else can we put it?
Got it.
And quite frankly, we don't know where that is.
Mm-hmm.
And the Heinz Foundation.
And you're hoping to not have to find out.
We're hoping not to have to find out. The Heinz Foundation.
So it's three individual, three
Four
funding sources?
Four. The fourth one, Penn State gave us a small stipend for it.
How much is the total
$248,000
to pay for the study?
Yeah. So half of it came from the Heinz Foundation and Penn State, and then the other half is to private funders.
Talk about why this feasibility study needs to be expedited.
It needs to be expedited because they're leaving in May of 2027, and so that again, our disappointment is that this process has taken so long. If you can, if you are an institution, and we've talked to about 15 different institutions, and you want to come here and teach accounting, as an example, you can't just do that. You have to petition the state to
Get approval.
add another location. That can take 6 months to a year. If you're from out of state, that can take, you may need to get fully accredited for your program. There's accrediting for your school, then there's accrediting for your program. So now that can take up to 2 years. So we're already in this bubble of we're probably not going to have any institution there in September 27th because this has taken so long. And so that's the reason to try to expedite this thing. So part of this plan is to help attract these institutions, because no institution is going to want to come here if they're not going to have students.
And that feasibility study will just support it. And
right. So some of the there's the vision of we want to do this educational hub within a shared space model. Now we're getting to the nuts and bolts. How is this physically going to work? And so the first thing you have to look at is student demand. So let's go back to the accounting. So we know that accounting is a high, there's a need for accountants in Fayette County, believe it or not. And you talk to employers and they're like, hey, all my accountants are over 55 years old. We joke about that.
People are phasing out.
We joke that in 10 years, we're just going to close the door and we're done, right? So there's a need for accountants. I have an institution that teaches accounting. They're interested in teaching accounting here. What if no students want to be accountants? What if they all want to be, social media influencers and nobody wants to be, or a talk show host, and nobody wants to be,
or radio
right.
stars.
And so that's very important. So if you can have all the programs and all the institutions you want, if there's no kids to fill the classroom, then it doesn't matter. So that's part of this study is to determine that student demand, and then there's the employer needs. So what are the employer needs in Fayette County? Like we just talked about the accounting. Hey, we need people to come in, manufacturing technology. We need people to know how to work the CNC machines and all the machinery in a manufacturing space. So
it could be a combo of tech, like trade and
yes,
higher?
So we're not going to limit ourselves to just college education. If that is trade, again, this is what we're going to figure out.
It's more comprehensive education hub.
Yeah.
And our guest is Scott Dunn, Commissioner, Fayette County, talking about the feasibility study regarding the Penn State Fayette campus, and we will continue after this.
It's that time. The 10 best days of summer are back at the Fayette County Fair. Save now when you buy advance tickets, either online or at participating locations. Ride the Ferris wheel, the merry-go-round, and so much more. Fun for all ages. And don't forget the food. Funnel cakes, corn dogs, and freshly squeezed lemonade. Plus, non-stop entertainment. There's motocross, tractor pulls, demolition derbies, mud mania, monster trucks, even a rodeo. Or kick back and enjoy this year's great concert lineup, all included with your ticket. Our local favorites, the Clarks, the Oak Ridge Boys, Lost Years, Smith & Company, the Katrina Lid Band, and a lot more. Buy discounted tickets now through July 29th to save time and money for the whole family. The 2026 Fayette County Fair, July 30th through August 8th. For tickets, schedules, and info, visit FayetteFair.com.
Fayette County Fair, incredible fun for everyone.
Quality parts, accessories, paints, tools, and supplies. Napa Auto Parts complete line for cars, trucks, imports, and farm equipment. Napa Auto Parts keeps America running. Fayette Auto in Uniontown, Standard Auto in Brownsville, and Napa Auto in Bell Vernon and Monongahela carry premium quality auto parts at discount prices. They always have a huge inventory of parts in stock when you visit a Napa Auto Part location. Over 200,000 parts in stock. Ask about their Napa lifetime warranty on most items with a no-hassle return policy. Open weekends and evenings. In Brownsville, phone 724-785-3800. Bell Vernon, dial 724-929-5522. Monongahela, dial 724-258-3101. And in Uniontown, dial 724-437-7553 for Napa Auto Parts.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
When it's sweltering outside, you'll be cool inside with central air conditioning from Bryant, the people that know cool. And it's easy to have a central air conditioning system installed in your home. Simply call on your Bryant dealer, Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, located near the Laurel Mall on Route 119, north of Uniontown. The phone number is 439-2323. Let Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning rescue you from the sticky, humid summer weather. Remember that number for Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, 439-2323.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning.
conditioning. 4392323. 4392323. 4392323.
It's back again. If you haven't saved the dates yet, clear your calendar for August 8th and 9th, because that's when the incredible Italian Heritage Festival returns to downtown Uniontown. Join us at Story Square on Main Street for an unforgettable weekend. Bring your friends and family to enjoy a wide assortment of delicious food, drinks, and a full lineup of free entertainment, including live music and kids' activities. And remember, you don't need to be Italian to have a great time. That's the Italian Heritage Festival, August 8th and 9th in downtown Uniontown. For scheduling updates, vendor lists, and sponsor spotlights, follow the Sons of Italy of Uniontown and WMBS on Facebook. We can't wait to see you there.
Hot Topics. Kendall, Paul, Bill, and Commissioner Scott Dunn are talking about the feasibility study regarding Penn State Fayette.
Scott,
So we were talking about the what this study is going to kind of flesh out a little bit: student demand, employer needs. It's also going to talk about the facility itself. Is there any maintenance that has been deferred by Penn State? The things that are financially going to come out of the blue, and oh, by the way, you need a new roof over here. The HVAC over here needs replaced.
is it possible? Could this feasibility study come back and show that this couldn't work? Could that happen?
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
And have you spoken to any other of anyone from any of the counties that have these other campuses that were closed? Are any of them doing something similar?
No. So every other county is in a different mindset, and so they're closing New Kensington, which is in Westmoreland County, which is probably in your article there.
Right, it is.
Westmoreland County has WCCC. They have Pitt Greensburg, a couple other universities, St. Vincent, Seton Hill. They're not that worried about it.
Right.
So they're going to utilize that campus in a different way. There's one in Du Bois. They're worried about, they have like an agricultural program up there, and they're worried about that. So Penn State's going to try to keep just that one program alive there, but sell the rest of the campus. York County is like every county is in a different situation.
Okay.
Why did Penn State give the stipend?
They gave every closed campus, a stipend so that for this purpose.
So Scott, am I correct in reading this as the study is twofold, and that it's the one purpose is to sort of buttress your argument that Penn State should do something to give this to Fayette County. Here's what it would do, and then if that does or doesn't happen, if it doesn't happen primarily, I mean, you're giving this to Penn State as an extra like proof thing or extra explanation to try to tip them that way, and then if it doesn't work, you still have the document that you can pivot, right?
Right.
And then try to get other places, maybe a new location, and do the sort of the same thing. Is that?
There's a little bit of that to it, but I think the primary driver of this is to make sure that higher education, in one way, shape, or form, stays in Fayette County. That is the biggest thing. I coined the term. It's an economic death sentence. From the day Penn State decided to close. There was a robotics company interested in the building out at the Fay Penn owns out at the Dunbar Park. And the day that Penn State announced they were gone, that company left. That company said no. And I cannot go to a company thinking of locating in Fayette County, and they say, do you have higher education here? And I say, no, but we got it in West Virginia, we have it in Greene County, we have it in Washington County, we have it in Allegheny County, we have it in Westmoreland County, and they're going to say, why don't I just go there? Like that, so.
I just hope Penn State doesn't come back and say, well, we're going to give you this for $1 so that a bunch of other universities can make money off of it.
Well, I'm not worried about the money part of it. I'm worried about the educational part of it. I'm worried about making sure that there is a place in county for our children in long term to be able to get educated.
Has Penn State expressed any interest in possibly being one of those 12 or 15 or whatever it is institutions that would maintain a presence there with a popular major or something?
That is a very good question.
I was a reporter, Scott.
And I actually have it written right here.
What is that?
Penn State's interested in being a tenant under our plan.
Okay.
So we have spoken to, they're one of our 15 colleges that we've talked to. We've talked to everybody in the educational with the Pennsylvania State Department of Higher Education, the Paschy School executives. We've talked to everybody. We don't have anybody coming to us and saying, don't do this. This is a dumb idea. Don't do it. As a matter of fact, it's the complete opposite. They're very interested. Part of us owning the property is that we would maintain it. You would be the county the county authority, county educational authority would own it and maintain it. They would cut the grass, plow, fill potholes, fix the HVAC, all of that stuff. So you start removing the overhead from these other institutions and realize all they have to do is get students here and provide a professor, and we're providing everything else. We're going to pay the utilities. We're going to do everything. So again, going back to the study, that study is now going to tell us what's that going to cost.
Right.
And if that's going to cost, X amount of dollars, where's that money going to come from? So is that going to come from a student fee? Is that going to come from the institution paying rent? Is it going to come from philanthropy? How is this going to get paid for? Because it can't get paid for by county dollars.
That's my next question. You form an authority, an education authority, much like the county formed the Fayette County Redevelopment Authority, much like they formed the Fayette County Housing Authority. Those are sort of standalone units, right?
Right.
And they run their own show. My question is, at any point on that continuum, if you form this authority, is the county going to be on the hook financially or provide? I mean, in Westmoreland County, for example, they have a community college, but it's in the county tax structure that they get so many mills a year to run the Westmoreland County Community College. So if you form an authority, and I'm dicey on this, and don't hold me to this because it's been a while since I covered an authority, the Fayette County Housing Authority or the Redevelopment Authority, but I do seem to think, and I could be wrong about this, but I'm leaning toward being right, that there were times that the county the commissioners had to vote on, like, if they took on debt or something, they had to guarantee that in a couple cases. I might be wrong about it.
So,
but is there any possibility through this authority that if it takes over and runs the groundskeeping like you're talking about, and they get jammed up financially, that the county would be on the hook to run to the rescue or have to kick in money?
Good question.
That's a good question, and my understanding is no. My understanding is
You've asked that question too.
Well, if the water authority, and I have not asked that specific question about the educational authority, but any other authority, there's no running to the county for money.
Okay.
We don't, that's not a thing that goes on. So, could we be a guarantor for some debt or something like that? Possibly. But again, they're in charge. They are charged with operating their authority, and
they're autonomous.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why we wanted to do it this way, because commissioners change. People, the county may change, but we want this authority to keep
all the commissioners would really do is just like the other authorities. You would appoint the 5 board members, and then then they're over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and you're right. So one of the speculations is why not form a community college? But you just hit the nail on the head. Taxation is required when you form a community college, And so that's why we're not going down that road. The other one is, hey, just bring West Virginia in.
Say why that can't happen.
So there's a few reasons. And the first one is that West Virginia is focused on their Morgantown campus. They don't have enrollment. They're down on enrollment in Morgantown. They've been told to focus on that. So they're not out actively pursuing other avenues. And then what you have to remember, there's something called net new students. And so if WCCC, who already has Westmoreland County Community College, already has 200 students from Fayette County, and they come and they build a campus, or they come and they take over the Fayette campus, where's their first 200 students coming from? It's the kids who
they're going to stay here instead
they're
of go
going to
there.
stay here and go. So now you didn't net any new students.
You didn't increase your enrollment.
Right,
you just
right,
shifted
you
it.
just shifted them. And then the third thing is, West Virginia is the land grant university for the state, for their state. They are permitted to go to another state, but they lose federal funding for that new facility. And so they can't get any funding from that. So really, so if West Virginia is going to come in at a time when they're worried about enrollment down here, they're going to have to fund it. Like they out of their
And the same principle may apply. There may be students from Fayette County who now commute to WVU,
Right.
and then they would just say, "Hey, Fayette campus
Right.
is closer. I can take the same classes."
right,
So
so-
it's just a shift there too.
Yeah. So at the same time, they are trying to answer what happens at Morgantown and pick up the enrollment at Morgantown. Now we're going to take enrollment from Morgantown. So those are the reasons.
And this is Hot Topics. Our guest is Scott Dunn, Fayette County Commissioner, talking about what's going to happen in Penn State Fayette and about the feasibility study. And we'll wrap up this hour next.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
It's spring, and everything is growing, and Madewell Services is here to help. They offer full lawn care service, including spring cleanups, mulching, landscaping and planting, weekly grass cutting, power washing, and more. Madewell Services also provides professional cleaning services for your home or office, moving in or out service, party cleanups, weekly cleanings, and junk removal. Licensed and insured for peace of mind. Call Madewell Services today at 724-912-1805. That's 724-912-1805 for a free estimate.
This July, freedom comes with four-wheel drive at Live Casino. Celebrate 250 years of winning with a new Ford Bronco. Earn entries daily July 1st through the 25th for a chance to win a share of $30,000 in free play prizes. 10 winners every Saturday. And on July 25th, one big winner will ride off in a new Ford Bronco Strop Edition. Let freedom ride at Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for the New Salem Fire Department's annual hog roast this Saturday and Sunday. Come hungry for those famous pork sandwiches and incredible entertainment. Plus, join me, Matt Sapienza, and TJ Solonic from Polish Melodies for a live broadcast Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. Brought to you by Magisterial District Judge Daniel Shimshock, Napa Auto Parts, New Salem Mini Mart, Lee's Plumbing and Excavating, Nagy Gas and Oil, Mauser's Tire Center, Hairstyles by Francie, and Redstone Candy. See you there.
Trade your ball caps for cowboy hats and get ready for a music-filled afternoon at PNC Park. Sunday, July 12th, after your Buccos take on the Milwaukee Brewers. We wrap up the first ever country weekend as multi-platinum award-winning country artist Jordan Davis takes the stage for a full-length post-game concert presented by EQT. One game, one concert, one prize. Learn more at pirates.com/Jordan Davis.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. 724-208-5281. What makes buying your next vehicle for me worthwhile? I make it a very easy 5-step process. You look, you shop, you ask, you decide. And I listen. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. I'll make you a good deal.
Having Hicks and Baw's drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks and Baw's at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Hot Topics. Kendall, Paul, Bill, Commissioner Scott Dunn. By the way, I believe that I can start a school of broadcasting that would be a tenant over there.
Very good idea, Bill.
So you get some.
Adjunct instructor?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
You have to learn how to speak into the microphone, though.
With intention.
yeah. Yes. Speak with purpose. Anyway, Scott Dunn, Commissioner Scott Dunn, is our guest and talking about the feasibility study and the future of Penn State Fayette.
That's right.
I'm glad he's doing it because this is the type of thing that I think informs the public, and a lot of it's not covered by the papers in depth. And this is great that he came to the show.
Yeah. So, and my encouragement to you guys is, anytime you have questions, feel free to call.
Okay.
Going back to the study, there are there's another two more parts of the study. One is we talked about the trades. We think that's going to be big.
But the feasibility study.
Feasibility study is going to flesh that out. Is there going to be student demand for the trades? Is there going to be employer demand for the graduates from the trades? And we think that's going to show that both of those are happening. But the question is, that campus, there is no space on that campus currently that could house that. So what does that look like? Do we need to renovate a new property? Do we need or renovate an existing property? Do we need to build a new building on campus?
Because do you really need a gymnasium?
Well, and that's one of the things I say all the time is, we're not technically operating a college campus. I don't need 3 gyms. And so there is a 10,000 square foot standalone gym out there.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah, and so maybe that's where advanced manufacturing in the trades happens.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you need to kind of, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. You need to try to figure out where everything's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
The second is, we want to use this as a community hub, and what that means is, if you don't work there or if you don't go to school there really isn't any reason for you to drive onto that campus. We want to change that narrative. We want to make it, quote unquote, normal for the people of Fayette County to go out there and utilize the property. Whether that be sports, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, soccer, whatever that looks like.
The recreational aspect.
Recreational, arts.
Be a summer camps for kids.
Summer camps, arts. When you think about the auditorium and you see the stage, behind that stage is probably 2 times as big. So there's space out there for
Who would
the
run
arts,
those programs,
music,
Scott?
theater.
Would that be nonprofits that already are
Yeah.
involved in those things?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, arts, music, theater, voice, after-school programs. My vision is, and I've never not talked to them about this, is one voice, one community. 1 day a week, they don't meet here; they meet out at Penn State Fayette, so that their kids get used to seeing a college campus. And the 4-H, there's 420 kids in 4-H. I want to make it normal for the people of Fayette County to drive to that campus, so that when your kid is 17 And he goes, I want to be an accountant. The recruiting office is right over there. And it becomes very normal and very easy for that kid to envision himself going to college there because they've been going to play baseball there
or to go to college at all.
Right. And so that's part of this plan as well, is to drive traffic to it outside of education. And we want to make it the transition from from high school to the educational hub, just like it would be going from middle school to high school or something like that. To make it very easy for that child and their parents to envision them going to school there.
Has this been tried anywhere else, or this kind of plan been put forth anywhere else that you know where it has been successful?
Yes. The one, and I don't have them here with me, there's one that we kind of copied. The main one we tried to copy was in Denver, and it was a combination of all the college campuses, and I forget where it was. It was at an old campus, and they didn't have one school coming in. They had a bunch of schools come in.
And has that been successful?
And it's not successful every time, but again, we haven't had anybody say, "Don't do this. This could work." And all the institutions that we speak with are very interested. And
could these professors teaching, hypothetically, if this were to happen, your vision come to life, could they teach, if I'm a professor, could I teach a class for this university and then later I can...
That would be up to them and the university. We wouldn't employ anybody, so, but yeah. And I do want to clarify one thing that I said, that Penn State was interested in being a tenant. They're only interested in being a tenant for a very specific program, and just that program. And so they're not going to stay. They won't be staying.
Okay.
There's a few more things that we can touch on. That we're going to have Scott stick around for the first couple minutes of the second hour of the show, but we are going to go to the news, and then we will return.
Right. Sounds great.
And we will be here at Hot Topics with Kendall and Paul and Bill. A couple of things. The best in Fayette voting is over, so we will have we're tabulating the winners. And much like California elections, this may take a while, but we will have that information. Coming up tonight, we've got Pirates baseball. The Pirates are hosting the Brewers. Coverage begins at 6:15 with the pregame show, and the first pitch at 6:40. That is tonight on your local station, WMBS Uniontown. It's 2 o'clock.
The judge locks down evidence on Lisa Brady. Fox News. On the fifth and final day of a preliminary hearing for Charlie Kirk's accused assassin, the judge says no exhibits will be shown to the media.
Defense attorneys for Tyler Robinson said the pool camera in the courtroom captured an exhibit, airing it for 2 seconds, despite an order that the camera was not to capture that kind of footage. Robinson's attorneys argued that cameras should no longer be allowed to broadcast the hearing anymore. Judge Tony Graff said while airing the exhibit did violate his order, he would not end all broadcasting. However,
effective immediately, members of the media shall no longer capture or broadcast any exhibits displayed by the parties during today's proceedings.
Prosecutors then asked for the judge to determine the evidence against Tyler Robinson was overwhelming, end the preliminary hearing, and order a trial. But the judge allowed the defense attorneys to continue calling witnesses.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The judge does not plan to rule on setting the case to trial until September. President Trump says a ceasefire is over, but there is another attempt at diplomacy with Iran.
Qatari negotiators have now flown to Iran in coordination with the U.S. to try and meet with Iranian officials, to try and de-escalate the situation, to try and make the negotiations resume. All that being said, yesterday Israel shared intelligence with D.C. showing that Iran had recently developed a new plot to try and assassinate President Trump.
Fox's Benjamin Hall. Iran still pushing to control the Strait of Hormuz. A parasitic illness has spread to at least 17 states, prompting warnings from the CDC. It's called cyclospora, a microscopic parasite from produce.
Experts urge us to thoroughly wash produce and our hands with soap and water.
no deaths have been reported. The CDC also saying the source of the cyclospora infections, which tend to occur in late spring and summer, have not been identified.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Michigan hit hard by the outbreak with more than 1,200 cases compared to just 50 last year. America is listening to Fox News.
Join WMBS for a special live broadcast from the Fayette County Firefighters Convention at the Perry Township Volunteer Fire Department in Perryopolis on Monday, July 13th from 6 to 8 p.m. Hi, I'm TJ DeStefano. Brian Morozak and Ron Berry will join me as we celebrate our local heroes. Our broadcast is sponsored by the Ely McRory Funeral Home in Fayette City. That's a special live broadcast from the Fayette County Firefighters Convention, Monday, July 13th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Perry Township Volunteer Fire Department in Perryopolis. Stop by and spin the famous prize wheel and say hello. The Fayette County Firefighters remind you to commit to serve our community with the same compassion and respect that our firefighters display every day. We will see you on Monday, July 13th at the Perry Township Volunteer Fire Department with a live broadcast courtesy of the Ely McRory Funeral Home in Fayette City.
First in the nation, artificial intelligence graduation requirements.
This year's freshman class at Purdue University in Indiana will have to demonstrate working effectively and ethically with artificial intelligence.
We are dedicated to our students' success and believe that this is one of the most profound things to happen to education in general.
Purdue's Senior Vice Provost Haley Oliver Jischke on Fox. There are no separate tests or courses. The tools are embedded in each field of study. In agriculture, for example, training AI to analyze data to track crop and animal health. Regan Koster's an ag major.
We all know AI is here to stay, and so we want to learn this tool to be ready to navigate and transition post-graduation.
Purdue's partnering with Google on this. Chris Foster, Fox News.
New York City is launching the country's first ever rule giving consumers an easier way to cancel automatic renewals and subscriptions.
Mayor Zohran Mamdani says the click-to-cancel rule will ban companies from using deceptive subscriptions and arm consumers with an easier way to cancel gym memberships, streaming services, and other recurring charges.
Because if you can sign up with one click, you should be able to cancel with one click.
He also announced a junk fees rule with transparent all-in pricing with no additional costs after a purchase is made.
And for any who have built a business model on hidden fees and exploitation, consider this to be an official notice. If you violate either of these rules, you will be held accountable to the tune of $525 per violation.
The new rule takes effect on October 1st.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers just getting word of an arrest made after a former member of the British Parliament was found dead in her home yesterday. Anne Widdicombe was 78. Police in the UK say they don't think this was an act of terror, and so far, nothing suggests political motivation. The suspect in custody, a 26-year-old man. And an update from Wimbledon, where defending champ Jannik Sinner has just beaten Novak Djokovic to face Alexander Zverev in the final. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
The award-winning local district and statewide news is being brought to you by NovaCare Rehabilitation, a leading provider of preventative and rehabilitative services to promote physical wellness for patients of all ages and abilities. In your neighborhood with new state-of-the-art facilities on 104 Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Call 724-437-0556 for NovaCare. And now to the news. Hey, good afternoon. It's 2:05. It's mostly cloudy and 77 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Injured call today for your free consultation, 724-437-2799. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. We'll check sports and weather after the news. Police are asking for help identifying a person whom they say stole a child's bike from a front yard in Washington County. It happened on the 100 block of Maple Avenue in the city of Washington on June 30th at 6:40 p.m. Police were notified about it on Wednesday of this week. Video shows the suspect taking a helmet, lying next to the bike, and putting it on before walking to the front porch and looking through a cooler. After leaving the porch, the man grabs the bike, throws it over the fence, and takes off with it. Anyone with information should contact City of Washington Police. Fire damaged a house in West Newton on Thursday. Westmoreland County dispatchers said the crews were called to the 300 block of North 4th Street just after 8 p.m. Damage was mainly on the back of the house. The Ross Draver Township Fire Department said one person was evaluated at the scene and no further information has been released. Pennsylvania's two U.S. Senators, John Fetterman and Dave McCormick, have teamed up to form a joint fundraising committee to raise money for their campaigns in an unusual display of bipartisanship. Common Ground PA filed paperwork with the Federal Election Commission on Monday. Fetterman is up for re-election in 2028 and McCormick in 2030. The most recent FEC filings show Fetterman for PA has about $1.99 million in cash on hand, while McCormick has about $954,000. Taco Bell is pulling fresh ingredients from some locations due to a multi-state outbreak of an intestinal infection. Here's Michael Kastner with more.
Nearly 2,000 people nationwide have reportedly been sickened by cyclosporiasis, with Michigan reporting the largest number of cases. It's a parasitic illness that can cause explosive diarrhea. The continued surge of the illness is baffling experts.
Usually in the summer, we do see cases of cyclosporiasis, but this is just much bigger.
Dr. Ralph Ravello with the University of Texas Health System says there is no easy way to prevent an infection. Simply washing vegetables before you eat them does not help, he says. Taco Bell says it's pulling lettuce, pico de gallo, guacamole, and cilantro onion. While Taco Bell is not named as a source, they're taking this precaution due to supplier concerns. I'm Michael Kastner.
WMBS time is 2:08. Sports and weather are next.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
In sports, the Pirates host the Milwaukee Brewers tonight at PNC Park. Braxton Ashcraft will start for the Bucks, who are right at 500, 47-47. They've now lost two straight. Pre-game 6:15, first pitch is 6:40 tonight on WMBS. It will remain mostly cloudy this afternoon. We could see some showers and storms. 80 will be the high. Cloudy, showers and storms mainly early tonight. The low will be 69. We have a flood watch in effect until 10 tonight. Afternoon showers and storms tomorrow, 81, and mostly cloudy at 86 on Sunday. Right now, it is mostly cloudy and 77 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. It's 2:09 on this Friday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. And coming up next, we have hour 2 of Hot Topics with Kendall, Paul, and Bill here on WMBS. The award-winning local district and statewide news has been brought to you by NovaCare Rehabilitation, now offering telehealth and home-based care as well. Located on 104 Delaware Avenue in Uniontown, call 724-437-0556 for NovaCare.
At WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, we're expanding services like heart and spine care, recruiting highly skilled physicians and nurses, and investing in advanced technology. We're bringing more expertise and more specialized care to the communities we serve. At WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, our patients benefit from large health system expertise and community hospital comfort. Learn more at wvumedicine.org/Uniontown.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
For hair that is your crowning glory, you need the professional expertise of Hairstyles by Francie, celebrating 45 years in business. A full-service salon, Hairstyles by Francie specializes in personalized hair care, from perms to color, cuts, roller sets, and everything in between, as well as hair care for men and children. The 3 stylists at Hairstyles by Francie, owner Francie Kitashimko, Corinne Monaco, and Susan Podlosky, have been in the beauty business for over 50 years. Hairstyles by Francie also has a small selection of wigs and hair pieces for sale, as well as retail products, including Matrix, Paul Mitchell, Nioxin, Roskin OPI products. So come see Francie, Susan, and Corrine at Hairstyles by Francie, 159 Morgantown Street, Suite C, across from Altruix Pharmacy, with off-street and handicap parking available. Open Tuesday through Saturday at 9 a.m. with evening appointments available. Phone 724-437-8760. That's 724-437-8760 for Hairstyles by Francie.
So what's the difference between the sheds I see in the parking lot of the big box stores and a professionally built and installed JDM structure shed from Ultimate Structures? Good question. First, the manufacturer, JDM Structures, is one of the premier shed builders in business for 34 years. They use composite materials for the exterior with baked-on paint. This ensures you'll have an extended lifespan for your shed. And listen to this. 75% of Ultimate Structures orders are personally designed to satisfy the customer's needs. That's right. And the turnaround time for a custom designed shed is no longer than just buying a stock shed. Compare the roof designs, the superior piano door hinges, the quality of the wall panels, and personal customer service. You'll see. Come to the Mega Lot on Route 51 South, just outside Perryopolis. You need a shed? We can help. We design what you desire. Ultimate Structures.
Tired of running out of hot water? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is your local source for reliable tank and tankless gas water heaters. Whether you're replacing an old unit or upgrading to an energy-efficient tankless system, we have options to fit your home and budget. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help you get dependable hot water when you need it most. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com. Koval Building Supply. Everything you need to keep your home running comfortably. Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Hour number 2 of Hot Topics with Kendall, Paul, Bill, and Fayette County Commissioner Scott Dunn. And the topic right now is the upcoming feasibility study over Penn State Fayette, but Paul's kind of licking his chops here because he says, I've got Scott Dunn in the room with me. I'm going to ask some questions. So, Paul.
Back at the newspaper.
Yeah,
After a commissioners
exactly.
meeting or something.
As long as you got him buttonholed,
There
go
we
ahead.
Yeah. Can't get away now.
We are being brought to you by AR Roofing and Remodeling, Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping, Madewell Services, Full Lawn Care and Cleaning Services, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Law Ridge Realty, Hicks and Buzz Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. 724-438-4593. Once we wrap up our conversation with Commissioner Dunn, we will move on to open conversation. We left the first half. You had you had shared that there, in addition to having like a hub of universities where kids locally can go to college, you also shared that you want it to be a space where the community can be involved and people aren't strangers to that campus. It can, inspire. These kids can become engaged in other activities while being exposed to higher education.
I think it's very important, especially from the standpoint of some of the after-school programs that deal with poverty, that the kids get to see that this is doable. This is something that they can accomplish to go to college or to increase their education after high school. That it's not just a theory, or it's not something that they see other people doing, that that actually can happen.
Will these, will these be degree programs, or is it kind of going to be, could it end up being just a place where they can take 2 or 3 classes and then they have to transfer out, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of keeping them here.
So at this point, that's to be determined. I think it's going to be a combination of both of those things, and it's going to be the additional. So I'll take nursing as an example. Penn State has a very good nursing program out on the campus now. We anticipate that continuing, regardless of who that institution is that comes in and
You want
takes
to
over
keep a
the
nursing program.
Right. So there's going to be a nursing program. Now, right now on campus, there's only a 4-year nursing program. We would like to expand that. We would like to have a 2-year nursing program. There are different types of nursing credentials, and we want them all taught in Fayette County, not necessarily on campus, because some of those credentials right now are taught at the CTI. So again, we don't.
LPN.
Yeah, well,
LPN, RN, the different
medical
levels.
yeah,
assistant, things like
yeah, and so we want to make sure that it's taught in Fayette County. Not necessarily. Again, we don't want to compete. We want to complement.
Okay.
And so maybe those people who are taking adult classes at the CTI then go to Penn State for their 2-year degree, or then they go to Penn State and then they finish their 2-year degree, then they go to the campus for their 4-year degree. And I call the campus Penn State, but I shouldn't do that.
The Everett campus.
The Everett
Drop
campus.
the Penn State.
Yeah.
I have a question about the use of the facility, the possible use of the facility as a recreation hub type thing.
Mhm.
You mentioned after-school programs for kids in poverty, that sort of thing. Is not getting there an impediment? Because to get to Fayette campus, you got to take a little bit of a hike. I mean, if you're in Uniontown or Brownsville and you have a park that you can go to, or a place that
Mhm.
is in there in the community, but to get out there as a former student, I had to drive, from McClellantown basically out to there every day. So, is that going to be part of the study too? Like, or is there any plan to, like, I don't want to say bus people there, but for some people, getting out there to use these recreational facilities could be an issue, especially if you're a young kid.
Well, not only the recreational facilities, but the campus in general. So that's going to be a big part of the study. The big part in my mind is, yes, we need workforce. Yes, we want to stabilize population. Listen, I tell people all the time, if I could do one thing, if I could wave a one wand in Fayette County, it's reduce poverty. And not only from the standpoint of that makes our community better, but it's just from a Christian perspective.
Sure.
Like I don't want people
want
living.
people to
I don't
live
want
better.
people living in poverty. So there's going to be a big emphasis on making sure that if you live wherever you live in Fayette County, that you're going to be able to access this campus for either the community hub things or for the educational portion of it. Because, and again, going back to my original my original statement, we're going to design a campus that meets the demographic needs of Fayette County. And part of that is to make sure that people who can't afford to get there, get there. And that's that.
So you expect this study to be done and in Penn State's hands by when, and when are they supposed to make a decision on whether they'll accept this and give it to you for $1 or whatever?
So we expect a decision from Penn State early to mid-fall. Now, whether they've never said that this study is, their decision is dependent on this study.
Right. They've never said it's even necessary, right?
No. So this is something that we decided that we kind of needed to kind of formalize everything that we're doing, that once if we get this campus, then we have that blueprint ready to go. Like we're going to step in and start, leasing space to
the interested
educational
parties.
partners.
The
Yeah,
interested parties.
and that we will be ready to go once that decision is made. And again, if that decision doesn't go our way, then we have to pivot and we have to say, okay, then where in Fayette County are we going to hold these classes? And it may not be one facility. It may be
Different locations.
different locations, closed schools. Who knows what that looks like? But we have to have this the higher education in Fayette County in one way, shape, or form.
Talk about the feasibility study Scott, and how you chose
Fourth
fourth
economy. I
Fourth
keep wanting to say the
economy.
fourth estate, but
I
that's me.
keep wanting to say
That's me
fourth
in a prior
energy.
life. It's the fourth economy.
And how this. So there's in the first half, Scott shared that there are two donors to this feasibility study that want to remain anonymous, but both are being donated with the intention and the hopes of keeping a college out there at what is now Penn State Fayette campus. And then you have the Heinz Foundation, and then some of that money is coming from a stipend that you received along with the other closing campuses from Penn State.
Right.
And so where's that money going, into what foundation to pay for this feasibility study, and how did you choose fourth economy?
So I always tell people that people think we have a big bloated county government. I always tell people I basically have two people in the county government to do these things for me. I need outside help. I need what I call my external staff, and that is FAPEN. That is
The part of the coalition.
Part of the coalition. I need
coalition.
them, right. I need them to help me out. And so in this instance, Muriel Nuttall from the Fayette Chamber of Commerce, and the Fayette Chamber has a nonprofit arm. It's called the Redstone Foundation. And so a lot of times it's easier for somebody to make a donation to the Redstone Foundation because they're a nonprofit 501c3. They know it's automatically, rather than make a payment to the county government, right? So, so we came up with the idea of the feasibility study. Actually, we came up with the idea probably last September, but it took. Government is pretty slow.
Moving.
Yeah. So, but it got to the point where the Redstone Foundation put out an RFP, a request for a proposal, and basically we said these are the things that we need to study. It took a while because all the funders have different little nuances that they wanted in the study, and so we made sure everybody was satisfied, and then we put out this RFP, and Fourth Economy is a organization that answered the request for proposal. We sent it out to a bunch of other ones, and
How many?
There was
How many replied?
I don't think anybody other than Fourth Economy applied, and I think
Replied,
some
you
of
mean-
them
you mean replied?
Replied.
yeah,
Okay.
and I think part of that was we really wanted it to be a very quick turnaround, and so they weren't, they would have done it had it not been for, hey, we need this in 3 months.
Oh, it was the expedited process
Yeah.
that Fourth Economy was the only one
Now-
to jump on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the reason Fourth Economy jumped on that is they already have data for Fayette County, because right now Fourth Economy is doing the economic development visioning project for Fayette County. So they're already
that done
here.
through?
That is done through our economic development arm, which is headed by Mark Rafel, and we got a grant for that one. So there was a grant for an economic development study specifically for Fayette County, and that's a whole different ball of wax. But basically, we want to be able to market Fayette County from a standpoint of economic development. So here's the way economic development works right now. We receive a blind inquiry. A company needs 50 acres, they need rail, they need water, they need sewage, they need all these things, and do you have this property?
Does the county do that? Does the county do that now, or taking a bigger role in that, or does FAPEN do that?
We both.
Oh, okay.
And again, Mark is the conduit through that. And so we answer, and hey, we have this property. Now, we don't know we have no idea who this company is. They may be a serial polluter. They may be somebody that we don't want in Fayette County, right? But we give them the answer, and then you kind of wait for, to find out if you're going to be selected, and then you find out, hey, Project Link wants to come in and talk to you about that, or they come to FAPEN. Project this, Project that, and they all have code names. You still don't know who the company is.
They send you like an anonymous email?
Well, no, it's through it's through the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance, and it's through this process, and then you find out either they're interested or they're not interested.
So they're more than likely given that.
It's-
We're looking
it's
for
going-
50 acres that meets these qualifications, but you're not the only one getting that inquiry.
Exactly.
They're doing
Right.
all Western PA, so maybe Butler County has 3 sites, maybe
Right.
Westmoreland has 2, Fayette has 1, and then they're
Right.
they're
And then they're-
finalists, and then they
yeah.
winnow it down, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we want to change that narrative, and we rather than wait and be very passive about economic development, we want to be aggressive, and we want to go market Fayette County. So we have tried to determine what does Fayette County, what
And this is Fourth
businesses-
Economy doing this
Yes,
study.
Yeah, what do we want in Fayette County? So we believe that is agriculture, businesses that support agriculture, tourism, manufacturing, energy, and healthcare. And so those are kind of the big 5 things, the industries in Fayette County. We want to make sure that there are more of these industries coming to Fayette County. So rather than wait for them to come to us, let's figure out what assets do we have as a county to market to these 5 industries. Every one of these industries has a industry publication. Every one of these industries has social media and everything like that. Let's go out and let's not just sit here and wait. Think of a businessman. You think the restaurant who didn't get a lot of customers today just sits there and goes, "Hey, I hope we get more customers tomorrow." No, they're out
posting their
there.
specials.
They're out there marketing, and yeah, they're doing that. So that's kind of
What
the
is that
plan.
study called that Fourth Economy is doing in addition to the feasibility study for Penn?
It's an economic development vision.
When will that be done?
Yeah, and will you present that to the
So,
public?
Yeah, we've already had the public involved in it. We've already had.
That's the 1st I'm hearing about this.
Public.
You?
First I'm hearing about it.
Will you make the results available? Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you expect that to come?
So there's 2 phases of it. We funded the first phase, and I think we're waiting for funding for the second phase.
But you funded it through a grant.
Yeah, it was through a grant. It was grant funded, and we're waiting for the grant for the second part.
Oh.
But it's more of an action plan. It's more of a, hey, how are we going to market Fayette County? Yeah.
So you're going to.
So
the county
we're
itself,
familiar with them,
but the
and they're
county
familiar
itself
with
is
us.
going to do it as opposed to Fayette, because I've seen these studies through the years many times. Fayette did a lot of them. I mean, several of them. The Fayette Forward was a big thing. Then we're going to redo Fayette Forward. One of my favorite stories to tell, and I'll tell you this, Scott, if you haven't heard on the radio.
Yeah.
I was the editorial page editor for the Herald Standard, and Fayette made this claim at one of their meetings, and our business writer wrote about this. They wanted to move into education, and they said that they wanted to build this great new Votech school out by Fayette campus on the Fayette property that's out there that they have, and be state of the art for the whole country, and that they're moving into education now because they have 2,000 good-paying jobs in Fayette County that employers cannot fill, and therefore their job in economic development is over. And I wrote an editorial that said, if you have 2,000 jobs that employers are begging to fill, and you claim that the economy now is fixed because of this, right? Tell us where they are. And well, that created some tension.
Right.
And they, Paul White, being so negative, had a big meeting with the executive director of Fayette at the time and the chairman of Fayette. And I'm like, you're the guys who made the boast. I'm just asking you to prove it, right? So my point is that we've had these studies that have proclaimed success. I've been there for them, right? We've done this job. We retained this many jobs. We created this many new jobs. Here's a list of everything. We got Fayette County on the right trajectory. And I don't think it's on the right trajectory. I don't think it has been for a long time. But all this backslapping goes on. So is the county's involvement in this to sort of be more active in doing this?
Absolutely, 100% more active. So my and part of this came about because one of the past leaders at Fayette said, "I'm going to go to a trade show in market Fayette County." I'm like, "What are you going to say?" what? You're just going to say, "Hey,
check us out."
Is this just going to be some little trite thing that? Listen, if you go into a business meeting and say Fayette County's open for business, you might as well just leave right then, because they don't want to hear that. They want to know specifically, what do you got? And hey, then you have to listen to them and say, what do you need? I need rail. Okay, I know FAPEN has a property that has rail. And then the other thing is we're trying to make sure that we're developing other properties that are other than the FAPEN properties. So that's where kind of the county comes in to say, we know this other property over here that's owned by XYZ company or Paul Sunyak, and he owns 247 acres out here, and he's
more like 3,000, but that's okay.
Yeah,
just kidding.
and he's willing to to talk to you, and so it's more than it's more.
Being more
we've
proactive,
kind of
what you're saying.
it's about being proactive, and there have been studies before, and what somebody else has said that to me in the past, and it's not been the goal here is to market Fayette County. It's a literal marketing study. And so how are we going to go out to market? I'd love to go to a trade show and say, hey, here's what we have to offer. Here's the properties.
Here's
we
our
have to offer.
sites, and here's what
our
they're-
sites, and not just show up and say, hey, we're open for business. And because, like I said, when they hear that,
So
immediately turn off.
instead of them coming to you and saying, well, we have a prospective employer who's looking for 50 acres that has rail, and this would be the water
Right.
demand, here's the electric demand. You're going to go out and say, we have this 50-acre parcel, it has
Yeah.
rail and it has electric demand, if anybody wants it. It's just
Yes.
it's flipping the coin a bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's 100%. Changing the narrative of that. So.
And our guest has been Scott Dunn, Fayette County Commissioner. We started out talking about Penn State Fayette and other questions. We appreciate you coming on. You're welcome anytime.
All right. Well, I thank you. I appreciate coming on, and anytime you guys have questions, don't hesitate to call.
Likewise, anytime that we're talking about something and you're listening to the show.
He listened to it after the fact, but
He has and does. If somebody does want to get in touch with you, through the website, or how do they ask a question or make a
So
suggestion?
you can just email me. That's the easiest way. I am sdunn, SDUNN, at fayettepa.org.
And so
you
feel
have social
free.
media too.
I have social media. Yeah, you can.
Well, we will be back with more hot topics after this.
Bad hair
All right.
day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sproulsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
That sneeze was in a different zip code, and I still felt the germs.
Relax, Randy. I went to Montgomery Medical. I'm fully shielded.
Like a flu shot?
Flu, COVID, the works. If you haven't caught up on your shots yet, they'll get you sorted in minutes. It's basically a suit of armor, but with less clanking. Then do the double shot. After Montgomery Medical, head over to Renew You Medispa. I got their immunity IV drip.
A Medispa?
You relax, you hydrate, and you give your immune system a VIP upgrade.
Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
Find your place in the sun for fun this summer with First Federal of Greene County. Dreaming of a backyard refresh? Leverage your existing home equity and ask about a home improvement or home construction loan. First Federal will help you dive into any new project. A swimming pool, patio, outdoor kitchen, even a new driveway or garage. Whatever floats your boat. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
Bright Stripe, Fayette County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals. Locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Warm weather means more outdoor living.
Are you planning on adding a new deck this summer? Well, Home Warehouse, a Best in Fayette winner for home improvements and windows, is the place to go for all your home exterior needs. Home Warehouse has a great selection of easy-to-maintain composite decking and vinyl railing to add value to your home and increase outdoor living space. That, as well as siding, shutters, windows, doors, roofing shingles, metal and rubber roofing, soffit, fascia, and flooring, too. So for selection, great prices, and hometown service, shop local. See Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse on Connellsville Street in Uniontown. Shop Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, Saturday, 8 to noon.
They're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Warm weather means you'll be spending more time outside. So enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customers guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com. Having Hicks & Baugh's drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Baugh's at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Hot Topics, Kendall, Paul, Bill, and your call, 724-438-4593. Boy, we haven't been together for 3 weeks. There's been a lot of stuff that went on that we haven't had a chance to talk about.
Really? That's true.
Yeah, did you go to the wedding?
I couldn't.
Oh, I know. I had to work that Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah, so.
How about you?
I was there.
How was it?
It was fine. Met the
Everything you thought?
A-list. Yeah, I met all the great
How,
singers and
how was
football
the
players. It was great.
how were the goodie bags?
Pretty good.
But a question seriously about this. Is this as close in this country as we're going to get to Charles and Diana?
I mean, come on, Bill. I mean, I can't even indulge. They're just two celebrities.
But they're mega, well, one is a mega celebrity. The other's a football player.
Former.
No,
No,
he's still
I think he
active.
retired.
No.
Oh,
He's playing another year.
the brother retired. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yes. 724-438-4593. It is open conversation. No, I guess, you know.
I mean, I didn't really care. I'm so tired of getting, to this day, I'm getting Entertainment Weekly and People Magazine are sending me stories like, this is why Joe Blow wasn't at the wedding. I don't care.
It was truly just a celebrity event.
Yeah. And
It seemed. Oh, is that how you, when you were there, is that how it felt?
It felt that way to me.
Yeah.
were you shocked to see Adam Sandler? Were you shocked to see Adam Sandler
There's
doing
going to
the
be people out there
vows?
who think I was actually at Taylor
I
Swift's
don't
wedding
think
reception.
So,
You never
look
know.
at you're getting so cocky now. I mean, look, you make one little joke about Taylor Swift, but because you're so popular,
But they just said about a wedding and nobody mentioned who we were talking about.
I think
you know,
everyone
so
knows,
I
don't you? Did you know
Yeah.
they got married?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you follow them on
No, I
Instagram.
don't give a shit. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, talk about something else that's happening next week. Stamps are going up again.
And the toll road.
The
And the
turnpike as
toll
well.
road.
That's one of my favorite topics. Is
Yeah.
the turnpike. They're going to go.
Well, but
they're-
they're celebrating. It's
but
not
it's
as
only
big as last year.
3.5% or something compared. And the rub for me always has been, and it will always will be, that the state of Pennsylvania made the Turnpike Commission pay them like $450 million a year, which the Turnpike Commission had to take out bonds to do this. Okay, because as a commission, they're allowed to do that, right? And they have to give it to Pennsylvania, and the vast majority of that money goes to subsidize public transportation in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh.
Philadelphia, yeah.
And so if you're driving that turnpike, like I did to get back and forth to Harrisburg, they're socking you, who don't have access to a subway and a bus, to subsidize people who do.
It's crap.
You know, and it's just
It's so rude.
it's terrible. It's terrible.
And how much do you want to bet that supposedly these increases will stop when the loan is paid off or the amount is paid off? They're going to
No,
keep
they're
going
going to
up.
keep it
They're
going
gonna
up
keep
and up,
going
and that's just the politics of the situation. The votes to do this were in Philadelphia and the collar counties there, SEPTA they call it, Southeast Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, and Pat in Pittsburgh. Okay, and yeah, but their constituents, you know, if you ask them to pay 50 cents or more for a bus ride, they act like the world's coming to an end.
No.
You know, but for people who have to use the
Up
turnpike,
to $1, up to $1, up to $2.
yeah, oh, it's 50 cents will kill people here. We can't have that, you know. Well, you have the service, and they never want to run them efficiently. They have a bus that will come and pick up 2 people. I'm just using this as an example. And they want to cut that route. You can't do that because then these people can't get where they need to go.
No, they have to walk a block
Right.
to another bus stop.
Right, you know, so.
Well, not only that, but these transportation commissions, whatever you want, are hubs of graft.
People there that making 6 figures and they get these huge pensions and they're just on the payroll for patronage. Yeah.
They're somebody's cousin.
Right.
Oh,
that-
yeah.
You know, that's not that doesn't happen everywhere, but anyway, so yeah, the tolls are going up. Of course, now I still think that they did us a disservice by getting rid of the toll takers, because that's a lot of people that lost their jobs.
Well, did you see how that didn't work out? They went to the automatic thing, and then it's supposed to send people a bill.
It does.
And
Which
they don't.
they're
And
throwing
there's
out.
there's these stories about how people owe them like thousands of dollars in unpaid tolls, and how do you go after them?
How do you?
They don't, or they're
Well-
trying to, but you know.
Well, yeah, if it's in Pennsylvania, you can deny them a renewal
Yeah, of their registration
of
or
the
something, right?
registration,
Their car
but
registration.
if you're here from Iowa, or let's say better yet, you live in West Virginia and you're using the
But
toll.
it was a big chunk of change that
Oh,
they
yeah.
that they said that Pennsylvania missed out on statewide from people who just zipped on through those tollless booths, and even though they're plate readers and stuff, they get the bill, they just never pay it.
They don't take them to court? What
They
if you
were
don't pay your fines?
They were trying to do some of that. I think they tried to enforce it.
Money doing that too on
But that
But
costs
they can't
money,
possibly do everybody if they tried to do that. Everybody who's
How much are they
cheated.
spending on postage?
I have no idea.
Imagine though.
But with Bill, I'm with you on that. When the toll taker was there and you had to go through, you had to fork over the money right then and there,
Right.
and that way you
Well,
got Pennsylvania.
toss it in a
And
little
it was
basket.
truly more convenient as a driver, and I say that, and why can't there be updated ways to pay, right? I can tap my card when I go through, or I mean,
Yeah.
there have to be different ways, but I got a new car, and I didn't have my,
License plate?
no, so none of that is syncing
Oh, you
up
didn't
with
have
my
your Easy
transponder. Yeah.
Pass?
Easy Pass
Yeah.
transponder, yeah.
And so I,
Was
this is
that
when I had-
total too?
This is when I had my rental. I'm sorry, and
Oh.
I have an envelope sitting on the coffee table from the toll and Turnpike Commission, and that's a pain in my butt. I would have rather. It was the first time I had not had my Easy Pass, so I stopped. I slowed down, thinking you can't even pay.
No, you can't.
And it would be so much more convenient for me to have just paid there, rather than taking another 10 minutes to pay it online.
Plus, did I mention that postal rates are going up on Monday?
Where are
So
they going to be now? Like it's
82 cents for a
82
letter.
cents to mail a letter.
By the way, it has doubled since 2007.
Wow.
So, yeah, so every time they send you one of those bills, although they probably get the bulk rate, still, you know, that's
It's
still
still-
60, 70 cents.
And some of these people go through these things constantly.
Yeah.
And some people just don't want to get a thing. They don't,
And then I remember when the story came out, the toll commission was shocked
Shocked, I tell you.
to find out that people would cheat the system.
were they?
Yeah, yeah. They said, we're amazed. We didn't think it would be this big.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah,
We should put you on the Turnpike Commission.
yeah, well,
I think he'd do a good
that
job.
would be
I think so,
dangerous.
too.
Yeah, well, at least they'd be laughing during the meetings.
Maybe they would, but if they thought you were funny.
Yeah. There's some who don't. But anyway,
What else you got?
well,
Do we have any housekeeping?
just baseball tonight.
Okay. Well, the fair's
well,
coming up, though.
Fair day. We are going to be out on remote tomorrow. Actually, in 2 remotes tomorrow. We're going to be at Clayton Homes with Josh and Carly from noon until 2. Then we'll be at one of my favorite events, the New Salem Hog Roast.
Do you go to that?
Yeah, I've been down there a few times.
Yeah,
recent
Matt and
years.
TJ will be there. TJ Solonic will be there from Push and Polkas. They'll be there from 2 until 4.
And then when is the fair, Bill?
Fair is
Which Matt Sepians, by the way, shout out to him. His fair commercials, really good.
yeah. We don't have it's not.
It's in August.
It's not quite on our promotional cards. We have a bunch of cards in the studio that tell us what's going on. We actually have a remote on Monday. We're going to be at the Perry Volunteer Fire Department with TJ, Brian, and Ron Berry.
That's a lot of people. What are you
From
guys doing
6
what are
until
they doing
8,
out there?
That's a darn good question, but I'm sure that we will find out momentarily. So 724-438-4593, and we go to the phones and say hi. You're on Hot Topics. Who are we speaking with?
This is Bill. Hello, Kendall and Paul and
Hey.
Bill. How y'all doing?
How you feeling?
I'm doing better, Kendall. Thank you for asking. I appreciate your comments on Facebook there. I'm doing okay. I got sidetracked. Well, I originally went to the hospital for it, and I'm kind of another facility to help me get back in shape. So I'm kind of out in touch with the world right now, but I'm getting good care where I'm at. I'm in city of Washington, Pennsylvania, and with very good care, and I love it. And these people are fantastic.
Oh, good.
How you guys? How
do
you
they,
guys
do they
doing?
like to listen to WMBS?
No, I don't have anybody listen to anything.
You need to spread the word.
I know. I got to. Hey, you know what? I'm a celebrity. How come I didn't get invited to Taylor Swift's party?
They must
My
not have
God.
wanted you to steal their thunder.
I know. I tell you what, I would drink most of their Budweiser if they invited me. If they even had it.
Yeah, there was an open bar, so maybe that was why. Yeah.
Oh, that might have been why they didn't invite me, because I would have closed it too.
You might still be there.
He probably would be. You guys talk about the turnpike thing. Wasn't that increase per year like 6%, whatever it was back in the day, for paying for the debt that the turnpike had, which is like $450-some million,
That's
which,
what
by the
we
way,
said. Yeah.
which is, by the way, paid off. So I don't know who's getting this money,
Is it
but
paid off?
as far as I remember, I thought it was paid off.
It was supposed to be a 10-year loan.
Yeah,
if
they
I
raised
remember
it. They raised it where the turnpike had to pay PennDOT like $450 million for so many years, and then
Well, then
it dropped down to I think $50 million.
But then they had to pay the VIG.
Oh, it wasn't. I thought it was $450 million total. It's $450 per year.
They were paying him $450 million a year.
Oh, okay. I got that mistakenly. Okay, thanks for correcting me. I appreciate it.
Hey, Bill, I'm glad you're feeling better. Keep us up to date, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay, you guys have a very good weekend.
You
Always
take
a
good
pleasure
care,
talking
okay?
to you. I will. Thanks for the thoughts and prayers and everything. And you guys have a good weekend, and God bless each and every one of you. Take care.
God
now.
bless.
Bye
Take
now.
care.
Hi, you're on Hot Topics. Who are we speaking with?
You're speaking with Mark from Republic.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, you can just let our toll company,
The toll commission, yeah.
Yeah, I still have my $10 worth of quarters in the coffee cup of my 2008 Subaru. I never got rid of them, in case they ever want to bring it back.
Yeah, well,
That's a good idea.
yeah, well, unless they discontinue the quarter, you know. But,
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Another-
there are some tolls in the country that still have that little basket.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
better.
Yeah. What's the matter? Didn't the people ever hear locks are to keep honest people honest? I mean, don't they know that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fences make good neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'll see you Saturday and Sunday night at the New Salem Volunteer Fire Company hog roast.
Excellent.
You're going to be there.
Yeah. By both nights.
Well,
You'll see me stuffing my face trying to help the fire company out with those.
It's a nice event.
Well, I hope they make some money because.
Remember they have carry out.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah. I guess I don't. Yeah, I'll eat them all at one time. You can take them home too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, sir. Well, Mark, you have a good time this weekend. I will.
And don't drink and drive.
Yeah, I will I'll alert Matt and TJ.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And this is Hot Topics with Kendall, Paul, and Bill. We'll wrap up this hour next.
Take the fact book.
Caring for an aging parent or a loved one with medical needs? FACT, Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation, can help. Seniors 65 and older ride free on our fixed routes. People with disabilities get discounted shared rides. And if your loved one has medical assistance, their trips to doctors or treatment are covered under the shared ride program. Give them safe, reliable independence and yourself peace of mind. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at garysautosales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
It's spring, and everything is growing, and Madewell Services is here to help. They offer full lawn care service, including spring cleanups, mulching, landscaping and planting, weekly grass cutting, power washing, and more. Madewell Services also provides professional cleaning services for your home or office, moving in or out service, party cleanups, weekly cleanings, and junk removal. Licensed and insured for peace of mind. Call Madewell Services today at 724-912-1805. That's 724-912-1805 for a free estimate.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borch Jr.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
When you need notary services, trust the best. Sandy Howell Notary Services, back-to-back gold medal winner for Best Notary in Fayette County. They're here for you with extended hours to fit your schedule. Sandy Howell's also the 2025 gold medal winner for Best Title Company. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 8:30, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Call 724-564-8955 today for Sandy Howell Notary Services, where excellence is signed and sealed.
Are holiday bills flooding your mailbox? Are high credit card payments keeping you from paying basic living expenses? Are utilities threatening shutoffs? Are creditors constantly calling? Will you use your entire tax refund to pay creditors? If your answers are yes, call Zebley Law Office for a free in-person consultation to discuss your situation. We are the experts, trusted for 40 years to provide debt relief. Call Zebley Law Office today at 724-439-9200. At Zebley Law Office, we're here to help.
Redstone Candy Company in Republic, a proud sponsor of the WMBS live broadcast from the New Salem VFD Hog Roast, has been producing quality chocolates for more than 75 years. A trusted name in chocolate, Redstone Candy has been a part of your family for decades. Open year-round to satisfy your sweet tooth. Redstone Candy is having a special Christmas in July sale daily from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday, July 11th through Saturday, July 18th, and will host a flea market on Saturday, July 18th too at the factory store at 1736 New Salem Road.
WMBS. Closing time. One one last call for alcohol, so finish
Here we are down to the last few minutes here. So we'll go into lightning round mode.
I got one real quick. The
Yeah.
Turnpike Commission, I looked it up.
Yeah.
They had to make a $450 million annual payment for 15 years. It ended July of 2021. Over the 15 years, the payments were $7.9 billion with a B total. Then it was reduced to $50 million a year. So Turnpike drivers paid an extra $7.9 billion to PennDOT just to cover the cost of basically public transportation in the big cities in Pennsylvania.
So now what's the increase about? I guess just
It's
because
gonna be 50
costs more-
million.
It's like a tradition.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like
That's why now they're only 3% because you only borrowing
Whoopee!
50 million. You only have to pay 50 million a year instead of 450. But those 450 million was a bond issue taken out, which is stretched like 30 years. So
anyway, well, other news. Again, Paul and I probably realize this more than Kendall, but we lost Bonnie Tyler
I knew this.
a few
Total
days
eclipse
ago.
of the
Yeah, total eclipse of the heart. It's a heartache. I could probably do a pretty good imitation right now, but passed away at the age of 75. 1 in 5 Americans say they will judge someone based on their first name.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know what though? Anymore, I see that happening.
Yeah.
Like, you know, as these names are really changing for kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
these
yeah.
Made-up names almost.
Yeah. And nobody's named Doris anymore.
Would you?
But
But I know a Doris, but I don't. I don't think that's a name that.
during the 70s, people would name their child like Apache. They take an Apache word and make a name out of it. You remember stuff like that, like
everybody wanted to be
Umbum
unique.
Gabla,
Everybody
yeah.
wanted to be unique, and
Yeah.
the teacher has to learn
Until
to spell
you
all these names.
Until you meet now an actual Apache, they go, "Why did you name your child Rancid Armpit?" You know, so. Anyway, the number one judgmental names for women, what a shock.
Oh.
Karen.
I thought you were going to say Kendall. No,
No.
just kidding.
No.
Which I feel badly for people named Karen for that reason.
Yeah,
that's
it's
like rude.
kind of got, it's been, and Chad.
Yep.
For men.
That's one that's used to. I mean, come on.
I don't know. I would think that Stan, because of the Eminem song, would be up there. But I guess not. Today is National French Fry Day. So go out and lard up, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, National French Fry Day. By the way, several fast food restaurants are offering special deals. Yeah, you buy $1 worth of burgers and you get a small prize. Also, July is National Hot Dog Month.
Oh, that should be every month.
Yeah, Joey Chestnut won the contest
I
again.
I know.
I cannot watch that.
I cannot even.
What are you, like 75 or something?
Yeah, I mean,
it was ridiculous.
And his mom probably said, "Don't eat so fast. Chew it 32 times."
I mean, that's just completely gross to me.
Well, speaking of hot dogs, the Democratic Radio Hour is coming up next on your local station, WNBS Uniontown.
The evidence is overwhelming on Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's what the lead prosecutor told the judge in Utah on day 5 of a hearing on probable cause to send Charlie Kirk's accused killer, Tyler Robinson, to trial. County prosecutor Chad Grunander calls the evidence devastating.
And the question needs to be asked, the purpose of continuing with testimony if it's long and drawn out. Of course, the defense has the right to call witnesses, but it needs to be within the context of this preliminary